coming right up. The Nets taking on the Jazz. For the Nets, a perfect opportunity to show their best. At home, they have a chance to jump up in the standings and take the next step towards the top. Jazz Nets is next. We'll be right back. The week is starting off right. Monday night, and 2K Sports presents the NBA. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. The starters for the Utah Jazz, Wilsey Markkanen and Collins at forward. Colin Sexton is out there with Chris Dunn. And it's Kessler in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Brooklyn, they've got Cameron Johnson. All out there with Walker. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Simmons in at the four-man position. Always exciting to see two teams with bright futures, Greg. Young stars hungry to prove themselves.
And Kevin, the hungrier, the better, if you ask me. When you've got all that youthful energy and ambition out on the court, very special things can happen.
The open look here for Sexton. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college basketball's premier playmakers, Dunn showing great vision.
Simmons, unable to get that one. And stolen by Simmons. Stolen by Collins. Here's Kessler. It's blocked. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Here's Collins. 9-point game his last outing. Poked loose. Ball with the steal. With the putback. And Wall able to finish.
John Wall gets to the glass, and you love it because he's got the size and athleticism to contribute there.
We play just over a minute here in the first. Sexton against Walker. Sexton's shot is good. Sexton's got 5.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
LDB, the Jazz have managed to stay competitive while going into a rebuild.
Kevin, you've got to give Utah credit. That is not an easy task. They have managed to amass a great deal of first-round picks and young talent and still remain focused on winning. Truly incredible.
Here's Simmons after the basket by Utah. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, this is exactly where Ben Simmons looks to become assertive. The closer he is to the cup, the more dangerous he is.
Jazz have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Simmons. 11 points last game. Count the basket. He has 6. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. All against Dunn. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on John Wall.
Chris Dunn, a complete basketball player, dynamite scorer, remarkable passer, and one of the elite defenders.
And GA, this Nets team, kind of slim on the interior, don't you think? How can they be most effective?
Well, you've got to press that advantage as far as quickness and get out and run and challenge opposing bigs to cover you in space.
And he makes both free throws. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Hield from outside. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Any opportunity from 3 is what Buddy Hield is looking for. Great delivery there.
Passes it to Yurtseven. The rebound by Sharp. The Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Hield from outside. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Hield's got 6.
Boy, how about the release? I mean, no sooner does that ball hit his hands than he rises and fires. Buddy Hield doing what he's paid for.
Now, here's Dunn. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Simmons dishes to Schroeder. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Nets. Horton Tucker's checked in for the Jazz.
You know, I think one of the important things for Dennis Schroeder is to keep trying to become more and more efficient. Let his offense come naturally and improve as a distributor.
And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul.
Buddy Hield.
That's his first foul.
Personal foul. Team second.
Brooklyn Nets come into this one after a win against the Rockets.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
Well, give them some credit for taking advantage of a weak defense and capitalizing on every mistake.
Here's Hield after Jordan Clarkson's bucket. 51 seconds left here in the first quarter. Again, Hield missing. They time it right, they can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. Nets leading by 4. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's already this guy's second foul now. He's either going to have to sit or play a bit more conservatively.
Cameron Johnson's checked in for Buddy Hield. Horton Tucker with it. Johnson on him. Horton Tucker. The pass to Yurtsevin. The rebound by Sharp. Sharp's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Schroeder kicks to Johnson. The 3. Yurtsevin with the rebound. Clarkson for 3.
Well, tremendous defense from Dennis Schroeder. He is willing to give extra effort on that end of the floor.
No shortage of scoring here at the end of the first quarter. Nets out in front, leading by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
Taking a look at the Jazz. Colin Sexton is out there with George. Then there's Walker Kessler. Then there's Markkanen. And it's Clarkson in at the small 4. Claxton finds Johnson. Hands it from downtown. Johnson's got the first basket of the second quarter for Brooklyn. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Nets.
They're really mucking things up for the opposition, racking up steal after steal, just not letting them develop any kind of offensive rhythm.
You know, also, they've been incredible on the fast break, taking those chances, playing with great pace.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Well, the Utah Jazz, GA, have one of the highest win percentages in NBA history.
And they're probably the greatest franchise to never win a championship. They made the finals twice. Unfortunately, they had to face Jordan and the Bulls both times.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Lauri Markkanen has gone from a bit player to a starring role on offense. He says it's something that I have to get adjusted to, but going forward, I have the room and the mentality to be more aggressive. When I watch film, I always see things that can become so much better. I have a long way to go and a lot of room to improve. Kevin?
All right, good stuff, DA. Thanks. Dunn, wide open, he fires. They get it again. Kessler, no good. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They lead by 4. Last time they met was in Utah, where they beat the Jazz.
Yeah, their long-range artillery hit the mark more often than not. A great equalizer when you're on the road.
It's always a good thing when the defense is scrambling. Whenever there was open space on the perimeter, their shooters were able to locate it.
George dishes to Markkanen. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
3rd foul of the half, and that's the risk you take leaving him out there.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Utah moving it around. George against Wall. The Jazz with another miss.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the 3. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
And the NBA looking to reduce the amount of carrying recently. Seems like GA ball handlers had to adjust.
You know, guards can get away with a lot these days, and it's hard for players and refs to make that adjustment. Ultimately, things need to be kept in check. Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Brooklyn making some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Ben Simmons. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for John Wall. Launches it. Hield can't hit.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Pass to George.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
Teams.
Greg, this Keontae George is explosive.
The Jazz.
And when he goes in the paint, he is like a wrecking ball. Very physical driver for a guard. Can be streaky, but boy, when he heats up, watch out.
Boy, showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
Finney-Smith passes to Hield. Over Sexton. And the shot is long.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Another miss by Utah.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out. There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
To the wing on the left. Finney-Smith finds Hield. Over Sexton. The putback. Rebound, Utah. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
And the focus was to get stops. All game, they were right up on shooters, and that led to some big-time rejections.
The best defenses do a great job of protecting the rim. That team did not give an inch. They defended and contested every shot.
Hield with the bucket.
That's his first triple of the second period, 3rd of the game.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Jazz.
Let's hear it for the Brooklyn Nets.
Checked in for the Nets. Lonnie Walker comes in for Johnson. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group. Yurtseven's checked in for Walker Kessler. John Collins comes in for Lauri Markkanen. Clarkson, he's checked in for Chris Dunn. And Talen Horton-Tucker subbed in for George. Schroeder kicks to Hield. This one for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now, here's Sexton. Rejected by Walker. Horton-Tucker knocks down the 3-ball. Horton-Tucker's got it all tied up now for the Jazz.
Not just a scorer. Clarkson is very willing to dish it when a teammate's open.
Schroeder passes to Sharp. And he makes good on the layup.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Clarkson. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Hornets in Charlotte. Takes the three. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound. Here's Hield. Up again. Great positioning on the putback. Sharp's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tipping.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Horton Tucker in the corner. No good on the three. And here is Hield. An 11-point game for him in the win against Houston. To the inside. And it's Sharp missing. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Nets lead by 4. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Fans, your next youth Nets team.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. Scoring-wise, they broke even in the second, so little ground was lost there. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nets' first half?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor. You demand respect from the defense. We'll see if they can keep it flowing in the second half.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those were some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. One guy who's been getting it done is Buddy Hield.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy, ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
All out there with Walker. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Nicholas Claxton. And it's Simmons in at the 4 slot. That's the group for Jacques Vaughn getting going here in the second half. Schroeder finds Claxton.
Well, coaches love seeing this from Dennis Schroeder. Recognize the situation, find the open teammate.
Pass to Kessler. And it's blocked. Ball passes to Simmons. A baseline jam. Claxton controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Claxton's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets.
Yeah, just a terrific job of just staying with it. Nice.
Collins kicks to Markkanen. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Straight D that time from Dennis Schroeder. A nice shot by Wall.
Boy, that's 3 for 4 this half. You like that they're starting with a little bit of extra energy. Nice.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And the Nets making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Utah calls timeout.
And with their offense sputtering, coaches got to get them back on track.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Number 1, the Nets.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense. Ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Now the NBA is finally testing out in-game penalties for flopping. It's 1 free throw for the opposing team. Now, when you ask people around the league, everybody was ready for this. When the goal is to trick the officials instead of getting the right call, you need to nip that in the bud. Kevin?
Yep, no argument here, DA. Thank you. Johnson surveying the floor. Wall dishes to Simmons. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Now, here's Markkanen. Right now, he averages nearly 23 points a game, a relentless offensive force. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
Let's see some of the numbers here for Colin Sexton. How last month turned out for him, averaging about 15 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And what an impact he makes for them on that offensive end.
Right, he can do a little bit of everything for this team, and it shows when you look at the scoreboard.
The free throw drops in for Dunn. Sharps checked in for the Nets. Utah also making some changes. Yurtseven's checked in for Walker Kessler. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Colin Sexton. And Georgia subbed in for Lauri Markkanen. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 10-1 run. Simmons, the putback, and Wall able to finish. And the Nets lead by 15.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Walker against Clarkson. Shoots over Walker. Simmons looking it over.
Ben Simmons has the basketball on a string. How about that move, folks? Look out.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
That should give them a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Well, sometimes it's about taking it into your own hands. That kind of individual play could spark his group.
Now here's Simmons. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Well, the pump fake gets that defender off his feet, and that's all Ben Simmons needs.
Fields checked in for Walker. And Utah also making a switch. Horton Tucker's checked in. Jazz trail by 17. And the Jazz call time here.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Craziest, most exciting fans in the building. If you are one, put your hands in the air.
Brooklyn making some changes. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Simmons. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for John Wall. Here's Clarkson. That one's not going to go. Johnson with the defensive effort.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Hield can't hit. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 17. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That team is a little road weary right now. That is the 6th consecutive game away from home.
And developing that 3-ball shot, George is putting in the work now.
Schroeder against George. Now the pass to Hield. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Schroeder against George. Passes it to Horton Tucker. George looking over the floor. That one off the back iron and out.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Hield outside. Here's the three. And the Nets, another three.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team. Productive and efficient. Outstanding pass on time and on target.
And so it's Brooklyn with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, this is why great point guard play is so critical in today's NBA, and you see it right there on display.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And so in the game for the Jazz, Markkanen is out there with Walker Kessler. Then there's Colin Sexton. Then there's Talen Horton-Tucker. And it's Clarkson in at the small forward position. Hield left side. From deep three-point land, Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 8 rebounds in this game. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Rebounded by the Nets. Wall's got his 4th rebound in this one. Simmons on the wing. It's deflected.
I think this is the next step for Markkanen, right? The ability to improve your defense and become a real factor. Send it back.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Schroeder outside to the middle. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got assist number 8 now on the night. It's stolen by Schroeder. Hield with it. And it's Clarkson picking him up. Good again. He's on tonight. 9 for 13 shooting. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for Brooklyn.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disrupted in terms of what they've done defensively.
And let's give them credit to the shot blocking on display. They set the tone early and have kept the pressure on defensively.
So it's Brooklyn now after the basket by Utah. Here's Simmons. Back to Schroeder. Outside, Wall. Three-pointer, Hield. Here's Claxton. Here's Simmons. No luck. They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. Jazz trailed by 18, and Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. The Nets making a switch here. Walker's checked in, and a switch here also for Utah. Chris Dunn's checked in for Talen Horton-Tucker. Here's Clarkson. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. Simmons on the wing. A reverse. And he lays it up and in. Simmons got 6 points in the quarter.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Here's Dunn. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
That's a shot he makes with regularity, but that time the defense up to the challenge.
Hield finds Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
Ben Simmons, a guy who combines size and skill, and he's percolating.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Pass to Markkanen. Back to Dunn. And with this new in-season tournament, Greg, the NBA continuing to innovate. Are they getting, though, too out there for you? Or do you like it?
Listen, I think it pays to be bold. And I'll be one to admit I was not a fan of the play-in. But I got to tell you, it's been a tremendous success. So I've got an open mind. Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
Time called here. The Jazz decide to talk it over. They're down by 20. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we present our New Balance player of the game, Ben Simmons.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Collins passes to Kessler. Back to Collins. It's sent back down by Simmons.
That is the long arms and defensive prowess of Ben Simmons on display.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Brooklyn.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Ben Simmons.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Well, Colin Sexton's ability to dribble drive is probably his greatest asset. What a pretty move.
Wall's shot is off.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
The shot by Sexton, no good.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Wall's shot is good.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
5th personal foul. Team second. Now with the line for the Jazz, Chris Dunn. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
And Wall with the slam.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
Collins, and it's blocked. So it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home, no doubt helps. And the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.